Hello, welcome to section 16 of Sigma Training. My name is Kim Blake and this session is on analysis reporting. I'll show you one slide with the agenda and then I'll move into the live database. In this session, we'll look at an overview of the type of analysis reports available. We'll run some analysis reports and then look at creating, viewing and running analysis templates. So a template being pre-made and it's something you can use again and again. Once you've created templates, you can then use them to schedule reports. We'll have a look at the available reports. So there's a page within Sigma listing the reports, and there's also a page in the help files. We'll have a look at Express and how those reports look in Express, and then I'll show you the available help in the online user manual. So moving into Sigma, I've opened up on my home page, which is the tree configuration. We're going to start with the reporting menu. So if you've watched the previous session was on reporting, where we looked at the report wizard and the load report template and the report schedules. This session is looking at the analysis section. If I start off with the analysis summary, this gives you an idea of the types of analysis there are within Sigma. So each one of these is a report type. And as I click on them, you'll see you get a preview and a description. And for each one of these, you can click here and that will open up the report for you. So that's the type of reports, analysis reports that are available. I've also got a page on the online help. And in here we've got the descriptions. So this gives you the same sort of thing, but in one page. So what the report is, a picture, what level it can be run on, and then a description. So that was looking at the analysis summary. Now, if you have a look at the list in the background here, these are all then listed here. So you run each one of these separately. So I'm going to have a look at the energy analysis for you. And this is an example of one of the types of analysis reports. They'll all have slightly different criteria, but we'll look at this one as an example. They've got 3 pages or 3 tabs. So view analysis is where we'll decide on the criteria and then run the report. You can also see the template details if you want to create a template and a list of already created templates. We'll come back to those too. So on the view analysis tab here, we start off with, we need to add some meters and then some data options. And then the rest of it really is additional information. So if I start off just showing you a couple of different ways that you could add that data in. I could add it at the top level here, or at a site level or site group level. Highlight the group and then add. And that will add in all of the meters that sit underneath that group. If I remove all, that takes them out. I could add individual meters and add those in. Again, I'll remove those and I'll add some tagged meters. So a tag is either inherited or it's part of the setup for a meter. So something like if you're setting up an electricity meter, you'll get an electricity tag. If it's cumulative readings, it will set up a tag for that. So if I click on add tagged meters, here's the tags that we've got in the database. So I want to add my 12 electricity meters. Click on there and then add tagged meters. I've then got the 12 in here. Now, if I look down that list and there's some I don't want, for instance, the submeters, I can just click and take those out. and the calculated meter. So I've now got the meters that I want. I can do the analysis on those. So the data section, I need to choose the dates. I can either choose an exact date range or choose from the drop down here and then choose what I'm going to report on. Especially if you're going to create a template from here, you'd probably want to use the list because it will then always give you the previous 6 months or the previous year or whatever you've chosen from here. So I'm going to choose the previous 12 months. So that's pre-filled my date range. And then in the interval, I can choose how I want that to be. I'm going to stay with 1 month. That's enough for me to now run the report. So if I click on run, it will pop up. I can expand it. And here we have the energy analysis report. So as you can see, as I hover over, we can see the details for each month. All my meters are listed here, and you can click on them to put them in or take them out, depending on what you want to see in the graph. The graph is a line graph, but you've got the options over here to change that. And we can see here. You can change that view. And you can change the date ranges. So I put the previous 12 months, so it's starting from the 1st of the 9th. I use the back arrow, it will go back a month for me. Similarly, I can move forward. I can also change the intervals here. So if I wanted to see this as weekly, we can then see weekly figures. Quarterly, got quarterly figures. There is data at the bottom here. So we've got chart data. The chart data gives us the information for each one of those meters. If there are any estimated reads estimated by the database, we would see them in here. Notes can be viewed and added in here. And investigate would be any issues that we have. So for instance, here, we've got a meter date, no meter data for a specified period. So just giving us an indication of that. The graph can be downloaded by clicking PNG, and that will download the graph for you. And the tabular data by a CSV or XLS. Now that I've run that report, as I said, I can change the criteria here. I can change the look of the graph. I can look at the chart data, and I can download either the graph or the tabular data. If I cross out of that report, it still keeps my criteria here, and I want to just look at the financial year, for instance. And this time I want it to go straight to a bar chart, and I might want it in weekly, and then run. So it's still keeping my metering criteria, but I've changed the date ranges and the look of the graph. Close that again. And there's also an option over here to apply a comparison. So we can apply budget or actual data. And if I'm looking at this financial year, I can choose maybe the last financial year to compare to. If I run that, we can then see we've got the meters and then we've got the compared periods. And also in the chart data, we've got the metering data and then the compared data. And let me close again from there. And we'll have a look at the templates. So once you've chosen this, and if this is something that you want to run again and again without having to come in, pick your meters and your date option, you can create a template. So if I click on template details, we can see here I need to give it a name. It's given me a path, but I can change that. And then we've got the notes, which are optional. So if I say electricity analysis year on year, and then I can save as a new template. Template's been saved, and now it'll be in the template list. So this time, if I just come back to the beginning, for instance, to my home, if I go to reporting, analysis, and energy analysis, I can skip to the template list, remove the path, find my template, and then load. There's my criteria and run. Also, once you have your template, you've got the option to create a report schedule. So if we have a look at the template list, I don't need to save a new one because I already have one. I go to the template list, find my template, and then create a report schedule. If you've watched a reporting session, this looks exactly the same. I'll just go through it though. So it's pre-filled me with my name of the report. How often do I want to run it? So I might want to run this once every quarter at 6 o'clock in the morning. I can put in some text for the email. I can change the name of the email and then save. Sorry, before I saved, I should have gone into the other tabs. So let me just go back into it. I can amend it from here. If I edit, you need to do the report tab and the subscribers. Otherwise, it won't go out to anybody. So just cancel from there. So as I said, once you've created a template, it brings you a schedule. It brings you into your list of schedules. And because I didn't finish it, I can go back in and edit. So in the report tab, we can see the details here. We shouldn't need to change anything there. And the subscribers. So who's it going to go out to? At the moment, there's only me in my database. So I'll highlight me and move it across from the available to the chosen using the single arrow. If you've got more than one person that you want to send it to, you can use the double arrows to select all. Alternatively, you can add somebody in by their email address. So if it's somebody who doesn't have a Sigma logon, and then save. So you can either complete it all when you first create the schedule, or like I did, come in, create the schedule, then come back in and edit it. Once we have a schedule, you can add another one from here, you can edit, you can delete, and you can run now. I'm just going to go back to the reporting menu and analysis. So I've done that all using the energy analysis, but there are other types that you see here. But it's the same principle. If I click on league table, you can see we still need to add meters, but we've got different criteria. And the same template list and template details. When I run the template for energy analysis, I went into the energy analysis and used the template list here. But you can see all of the templates. So from reporting and analysis, go to load template. And here you'll see all of the templates. You can narrow it down by the analysis type and by the path. So if I deselect the path by using the double arrows and see all, we can see all of them. So the analysis reporting is here, but there is also dynamic reports. So dynamic reports are a group of reports, and they're a group of analysis reports. So we have one in here, which we can add a new one, edit, copy or delete. But if I view this one over on the right hand side, we can see here, you can have a report and some notes on that report. So there's 4 pages to it. And this is ideal if you want to do a report to one person, but you want to have more than one report within that. So these are all different analysis reports that we've brought together in one dynamic report. And that's from the reporting menu and across to dynamic reports. As with the other reports, you can also generate a report schedule from there. There are other types of analysis. So within budgets, there's budget analysis. And within the invoice validation menu, there is invoice analysis. Just want to show you Express. So if I move to the right-hand side to the user menu and to Express, and if we go to the analysis template section. So in here, we can search for different types of analysis. We can see the recent ones, or you've got all of them listed in here. If I click on this budget analysis, for example, we can then run that report from here. Or if I choose league table analysis and click on the arrow, and then we've got the options there of seeing it on screen or downloading it. If I click to on screen, that will open up the report. Here you have your graph and your tabular data. So Express users will see the templates that have been created by an advanced user, and they will all be listed in here. So if I move back to the advanced, so if I click on the menu and back to advanced, and then to my home, which is my tree configuration. I've got the help pages open here. So as I said, I've got analysis report descriptions where you can see different types. And each one of these is a hyperlink, which will take you in to see how to run those particular reports. We look at the energy analysis. There's the pages and how you then run those reports. I'm just back into Sigma. I've looked at the reporting menu. We've looked at the analysis summary, which gives you a summary of the different types of analysis. I've looked at the energy analysis as an example. And from here, we've looked at how you create a report with the criteria and then run it, or how you can run it from a template that's already there. Once you have a template, you can then load that template and run the report, or create a report schedule. If you want to see all of the reports that have been that have templates, if you go to load template, that lists all of them for you. Similarly, if you want to see all those that are scheduled, if you come to the reporting menu again and across to report schedules, you can see the report schedules. And you can see them for all report types or just the type that you're looking for. You can see when they've last run, when they're due to run, and whether or not they're enabled. So that's the analysis section for you. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you.